Hey everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. First of all, I want to apologize that the fish tank is so annoyingly noisy. I get asked questions all the time about UV resin. Why do I use it? How do I use it? Do I need a UV light? Etc. Up until just recently, I used exclusively the Lisa Pavelka's Magic Gloss. It is rather on the expensive side, so a lot of people don't like to use it. This bottle right here was around $36, and I can't even tell you how many pieces I made from it. Probably over 100. You're not using very much when you just are putting a coverage, a layer on top of something. Now, if you're going to be making something like these stones, it does require just a little bit more product. The Lisa Pavelka's Magic Gloss will cure in direct sunlight. You can just take it outside, set it on a surface, and in 10 minutes or so it will be done on a bright sunny day. So half the year, here in Texas anyway, it's pretty cloudy and pretty cool, so it does take longer, or you have to put it off to another day. I've recently discovered this Ultra Dome UV resin, and this is a 2-ounce size, and it retails for like $12.50, and that's free shipping. So I'll try to remember to put the link below for that. I'm not sure whether it works under UV light. I would assume so, since it's a UV resin. I would invest in a UV light, and it does need to be a UV light. LED light won't work. It does need to be a 36 watt UV light. A lower wattage also won't work. This is a 4 light unit. It's a Salon Edge, and they're pretty cheap. I don't mean cheap, I mean they're pretty inexpensive. Less than $20 on eBay, and that's free shipping. So I'll also try to remember to put a link below for this. There's several different models, several different kinds. One of them has the on-off switch on top. This one has them on the back. And you just fill up your mold, or put a layer on top of your piece, lay it inside, and turn the light on. Let it set for 10 or 20 minutes, depending on how thick, what you're doing, etc. So I'm gonna fill this up, and I'll try to show it to you. I'll have to move my UV light because it won't reach the plug from here. And as I said before, a little goes a long way. So you're just going to stir it in. Add just a little more. And there's no reason to fill up your mold all the way if you don't choose to. It will just make a little shallower cabochon. And this mold was just made with the amazing mold Putty. from one of my cabochons. And I've heard lots of people complain about bubbles arising when they use this type of mold. You just have to let it cure for 24 hours before you use it with resin. That allows all the gases that are in the putty to escape before you put the resin in. So there's a good tip for that. Alright, I'm going to place this under the light for 20 minutes. Before I do that, I did want to explain a little bit about why I choose a UV resin over a two-part resin. First of all is user time. This UV resin will stay just like it is virtually forever unless I put it under the UV light. A two-part resin begins to cure immediately after you stir it together. One of the downfalls to UV resin is that if you start embedding too many things in the UV resin, it will block out the light and then the resin won't cure. You can embed things, but you need to layer them more so than with a regular two-part resin. I don't really have a lot of experience with two-part resins. I have used them in the past. I'm not a fan of the smell, of the open air time, etc. So I use a UV resin. Alright. Okay, here it is out from underneath the light. And all I did was just pop it out. And as you will notice, it is it's frosted on the surface. It's not shiny and shiny, which gives it a frosted look. Now you may want that for some things, but more than likely you won't. But in a mold that you made yourself, more than likely it's going to have that frosted look. Now what you can do to clear that up is to put some gloss glaze on it, which will turn it transparent. This was from a mold that I made as well. As you can see, it's nice and shiny. Let me see, do I have that somewhere? Alright. Now if you feel it, you would think that it's smooth. You would think that it would be glossy and shiny. But it's just rough enough that you'll see it on your stone. So I'm going to gloss this piece and I'll be right back, because I don't have the camera on the tripod today. Okay, I decided to just leave it like this. I like how it has kind of a sea glass look, and that's probably the way I'm going to use it. So you can always gloss it and have it look like this one, or if you use the Mod Melt mold, they come out shiny. Alright, just a few tips and tricks on using the UV resin and the UV light. Remember, UV light, not an LED light. It won't work. Alright, I shall holler at y'all later. Bye now.